What's going on, guys? BossUp86 here, back to another video, and today I'm here for another collection update video for you guys. I do apologize for not putting out as much videos as I would like to, mainly because I've been working a lot, I've been going full time, and let's just say this year's been a little rough for me, so I apologize if I'm not doing as much content as I'd like to, because again, this is all not mandatory. This is all basically this is just a hobby. I'm doing this for fun. I'm here to entertain you guys. So, enough of my rambling. Let's get into what you guys have been wanting to see. Albums! Hooray, I have some. And I will say I do have some pretty interesting ones to say the least. So, without further ado, let's get into these now, shall we? Abath, Outstrider. This is the second full length from Abath's solo career. And for those of you who don't know who Abath is, he used to be the lead singer of one of my favorite bands of all time, The Almighty Immortal. And I've always heard some good stuff from his solo act. Again, I didn't dive too deep into his solo act. I've heard a couple tracks and they sound really damn good. And yeah, I heard this is probably his best so far, but he's only got 3 albums so far. And I heard his latest one really wasn't that good because Sabath was going in and out of rehab and the production was bad. But that's what I've heard from reviews. But I have heard this is a really damn good album. This came out in 2019, I think. And yeah, I mean, I'm willing to check this one out. This was on Season of Mist Records. And I mean, there's some songs that look, solid on paper. There's only one track that's over 5 minutes, and it's the title track. So all these will look, really solid on paper, but it's all about execution. But I'm glad I got at least something immortal related. And I mean, who doesn't love Abath? I mean, he's one of the many spirit animals that are in metal today. So yeah, feel free to leave an opinion in the comment section, see if I get a good grab or not. So yeah, I think I got something pretty good. All right, I got another pair here from Anvil, Back to Basics and Hope in Hell. And yeah, more Anvil for me. Hooray. Now this one came out in '04. This is their 12th studio album. Yes, their 12th studio album. This came before this is 13. And once again, I need to check out Anvil because I mean, yeah, there looks like some decent material, but again, I'll have to fully check this one out. And this one came out in 2013. This came out on Steamhammer Records, so there you go there. And I mean, there's a couple solid looking tracks like Call of Duty, Badass Rock and Roll, and there's one track called Shut the Fuck Up. I apologize, but that's literally what it says on the back. I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but it's the final track right there. So yeah, I apologize for the language, but oh well, what can you do? So yeah, I got more Anvil. I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but it's a band I'll have to check on my own time. But again, let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about those albums. But anyways, let's move on. Cannibal Corpse, Chaos Horrific. This is the latest studio album from these Florida death metal legends, and I reviewed this album when it came out, and yeah, my opinion still stand on it. This is not only top 5 of their career, but top 5 of the year. This album is just amazing from start to finish. And it's Violence Unimagined Part 2, but a little bit better in my opinion. Mainly because I think production, I think the songs got a little bit better in my opinion than Violence Unimagined. But this is just killer stuff. The first 3 singles on this album, Summon for Sacrifice, Bloodblind, and the title track, are really damn good. And this is a very different album too, if you think about it, because like the first 3 singles are all kind of different. Like Summon for Sacrifice, it feels like Ritual Annihilation from Violence Unimagined. It feels like part 2. It feels like a follow up to that song. Bloodblind feels like a Morbid Angel song, and the title track feels like a Bolt Thrower song in a way. But you also have some different kind of sounding songs like Fracture and Refracture. that sounds like something Carcass would come up with. And this is more thrash oriented too. Like I get a lot of Vader vibes off this album as well. But Frenzied Feeding, Pitchfork Impalement, Pest. Damn it! I just jammed this song yesterday and I still can't pronounce how it goes. Pestilential Rectus. I don't know how the hell Corpse Grinder managed to go through that song without stumbling on it, but that's pretty damn good. And the last song, Drain You Empty, which is one of the doomiest and one of the most dirtiest songs they've ever done. It's got a really nice dirge to it. But yeah, this album kicks ass, and if you open up there, there's actually the band right there. Of course, you got Paul, Alex, George, Rutan, and of course Rob Barrett. Just killer stuff all around. That Vincent Locke album artwork is pure bliss. The sound kicks ass, top 5 of the year, and I'm glad I got Cannibal Corpse in my collection. So yay for everything. But yeah, highly check this one out. You will not regret it. Dismember, death metal. This is the 4th, I think, studio album from the Swedish death metal veterans, and I did get their debut album, Like an Ever Flowing Stream, and their 1992 first EP, Pieces. And the record store had a couple, their other 2 albums of the 90s. Sorry. And yeah, I'm willing to check this one out. Again, these guys kind of helped make that Swedish death metal scene a big movement, along with Entombed as well. And I mean, this one actually is kind of interesting. This is, I think, a 2023 Nuclear Blast remaster, I want to say, because this also features the Misanthropic EP songs, and this also includes a compilation called Death is Just the Beginning 4. And yeah, it looks, all right. It looks solid on paper. I did hear this is like one of the more weaker albums, but I heard it's still really damn good. Again, this came out in the late 90s. Death metal really wasn't as popular as it was in the early 90s. But, it looks all right. So, yeah, form an opinion. Let me know in the comments section below. See if I got a good grab or not. But I got Dismember, so I guess that's a good thing, of course. Tool, Anima. This is the sophomore or the second album from these progressive / alternative metal act. They're more progressive and they're more of a prog metal band in their own right. And I've said it before on this channel. This is my favorite Tool album. I just love this album. This really helped me get into metal, and I just absolutely love this. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but this actually has kind of like a 3D, kind of has like a 3D, cover, which is, I think, pretty damn cool. But I mean, this is kind of like the greatest hits album in a way. Of course, Stinkfist, Eulogy, H, Hooker with the Penis, 46 and 2, one of my favorite tracks off of it. The title track, really damn good stuff. Ions, Third Eye, which I think is really damn underrated. This is just really damn good stuff. They did have, I think, Undertow, I think, in the record shop, which I might get, but I haven't really fully heard that album. But from what I've heard from this band, this is my favorite by far. And yeah, absolutely love this album. This is a gem. I really want to say. So for you Tool fans, this is a big recommendation. For you prog metal fans, this is also a recommendation. So yeah, really damn good stuff here. All right, I have another pair from Van Halen. For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, that came out in 1991, and Bounce, that came out in 1992. The final years of the Sammy Hagar era, and yeah, you cannot get a much more different sounding album in their own right. So for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, FUCK, do you get it? Do you get it? This was kind of a weird album around this time because it was the 90s and hard rock was really starting to go at the Way of the Buffalo. But you know, there's some pretty solid tracks on this album, like Pound Cake, Judgment Day. I think is solid. Spunked or Spanked. I think that's what it's hard to tell on this right here. Run Around, Pleasure Dome, I think is solid. This again is probably one of their more least least well known albums because again it did come out in the 90s, and Van Halen were kind of struggling in the 90s in their own right. But I think this is a solid album. It's just kind of an odd one in their entire discography. And then you get Balance, which I mean I don't know what the hell is going on there. And honestly, this is one of the more forgettable ones. It's not the worst. It's not Van Halen 3, which yeah, let's just say yeah, let's not talk about that album, but I mean, you know, feel free to check it out. This is okay, I guess. It's not one of the more well-known albums, but I mean, if you want to know how they were doing in the 90s, feel free to check both this and For Unlawful Harmful Knowledge. But yeah, not a really big fan of both of those albums. And finally, we get to Yngwie Malmsteen Marching Out, or Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force Marching Out. This is the second album from Yngwie Malmsteen's solo career, and you know, Rising Force was a solid album in its own right. You kind of sense where Yngwie was gonna go after this album. Like he was kind of dipping his toes in the water after being part of Steeler, then Alcatraz, and then eventually his solo career. And this is when Jeff Scott Soto was still in the band. This will be his last album, and I'm not a really big fan of Jeff Scott Soto's vocals. He sounds a little too muppety for my liking, but he does really damn good here. Like I think he kind of tones down on the more muppety falsettos that he does, but there, like this, like argues one of Yngwie's best in my opinion because like this is a damn near all killer no filler album. Like title track, Caught in the Middle, On the Run Again, Anguish and Fear, Disciples of Hell, I'll See the Light Tonight, Soldier Without Fate. That is one of Yngwie's best songs. Like Jeff Scott Soto's vocals are just phenomenal on that album. But the one track that doesn't really fit on this album is Overture 1383. That doesn't really fit on this album. Like, I understand what Yngwie was trying to go for, but it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. But everything else on this album is just bliss, in my opinion. This is a damn near perfect album. It's one of Yngwie's best. And for those of you who want to be going on the neoclassical side of metal, look no further than this. I mean, it's Yngwie Malmsteen. You know, say what you will about the man himself and his ego, but check this one out. This is absolutely phenomenal. You cannot deny this man's guitar playing. So yeah, this is a damn good album. I give this a big recommendation. So folks, that is it for another collection update. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What did you guys think about these albums? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, tap that big subscribe button, and tap the bell so when I upload, you guys will be notified. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Most importantly, join Herd. Talk to you next video. Peace out.